it's me, Catherine, and I'm here to tell you guys what college was like in New York City for me. This may or may not happen to you, but your wardrobe may turn all black. I am wearing pink because I am in a transition phase, so I'm trying to back away from my whole black world wardrobe, but I definitely converted. I was also platinum blonde, and I did chop my hair off too, so you will definitely go through some phases. First off, I went to Parsons, the new school for design, so in general, there were more females than males because it's primarily design driven or fashion design driven, but actually throughout all of New York City, there are more women than men as well. And also, I'm sure that the ratios are more women than men in the colleges as well. So just a thought, you will probably live in a dorm your freshman year, and that's because your school will help you with that. And then, you don't have to worry about your rent that year. That'll just go into your student loans. However, you will pay those off eventually. So if you can get the hookup and just, pay your rent as you go, that would probably be better. But you really should focus on school, and you should focus on, exciting things too. So maybe the dorm is best. Your dorm will also kind of help you to meet your first friends because you all kind of show up for, the freshman year, and you have no idea who anybody is. So, the people who are on your floor are the people you end up going out with because you ask, hey, who's going out tonight? And then those are the people you end up hanging out with. You will also realize that this city is quite expensive, and, sandwiches are $10. And, back home where I'm from Boston, I just went back this past weekend, so I can definitely say that a sandwich is like $5 to $8. So this is a very big difference. Everything is inflated here, and it's understandable. So just a thought. After freshman year, after your dorm, you'll also have to figure out where you're going to move. Are you going to live in Brooklyn for cheaper rent, Astoria, or are you going to rough it out and be in Manhattan? Maybe your parents are helping you. Good for you. Maybe they're not. So, go and get yourself a job while you're at it. I would definitely recommend that your job be in the related field that you'd like to go into, but don't make yourself feel bad if you go into the service industry either, because you need to pay your rent. Then there's also this thing called a promoter, and if you like to go clubbing and you are preferably a female, then you will be able to go clubbing for free. Now, of course, underage is probably more of an issue, but you can figure that out in certain ways, and then, maybe some places will let you in, I don't know. And so partying can be actually quite affordable if you just keep going out that type of way. And then you really do need to get it out of your system because you're not going to want to go clubbing the rest of your life. But if you do it now, do it with style. Also, this city really never sleeps. If you do go out to this clubbing lifestyle for a little bit, you will realize that you will first start at the club at about midnight, and then there's usually an after party. And then there may even be another after party until the sun rises. So you don't know what's going to happen. And you could end up in a warehouse in Brooklyn, even if you were first starting out in Manhattan. So you don't know what's going to happen. You can definitely stick to your, school friends and whatnot, but there definitely is a large amount of people and population here. So you can be friends with people outside of your school, and that's totally fine. And if you get along better with that, okay, good for you. But, I would recommend speaking to everybody in your classes because you never know what's going to happen outside of school. Or if you may need a favor someday, just be a good friend to your classmates. That's important, especially when you guys all graduate. You don't know where you're going to end up. So intern for companies that are, very well known, and especially in their field. Don't do these startup companies that nobody really knows about unless you really want to have your own startup, or you think that this startup will hire you after college. Definitely try to get, the big brand names on your resume, because that will really help you once you graduate and ready for the real world. A funny situation which has happened to me and a lot of my girlfriends also is that the longer you stay in New York, age ends up not mattering within the dating world. So maybe, you know, you're a girl who's 18 and dating anyone above 24 seems just totally ridiculous and awful. But, you know, once you hit 19, then 24 seems totally fine, and then you seem to be dating someone who's 30 all of a sudden, and then at that point, who really cares? And at 21, who really knows? I mean, it's all open then. Tinder is probably pretty big here because, you know, it's so easy to swipe right, swipe left. But, you know, you do end up meeting people around anyway. So also everyone seems to know each other. So that's kind of weird. Especially the longer you last in the city, you end up having too many friends in common with other people. So make sure that you choose your friends, your partners, your boyfriends wisely, because, you know, in a few years they may have ties with other people and then it's a little bit awkward. So the subway also costs some money, so you should definitely do a monthly pass, and then you won't have to worry about, you know, catching a lot of different cars and whatnot. However, there are different apps like Uber and this one app Via, which has a really cool like ride sharing situation going on. So you know what, you can have some more inexpensive ways to ride around the city as well. And there's buses, and you know, it's easy to get around. Try to limit your commuter time. So if you know you're going to school, you know, try to live as close as possible to school so that it's more convenient and you're not going to be late. You will probably have a dining card your freshman year, but then after that, I would definitely recommend scoping out other places and definitely spend some money on dining out and Seamless and, you know, delivery.com, all that. These are amazing and they come within minutes. So I'm a fan. People from all over the world come to visit, to live. One thing that I thought was going to happen is that I was going to move to New York and everybody was going to be a stranger and everybody was just going to be visiting this place. But no, people really do live in Manhattan. They really do. And they do live in Brooklyn, and, you know, people will stay for years and years. I mean, there are lifers here, you know, and some people do come and move just for 10 years. And you know what? If you want to move after year 2, that's fine. Go, you know, transfer to a new college, and that's fine. Do what works best for you and whatever makes you happy. Leave some comments below if you want me to answer any other questions. Of course, I'm here to do that. I have some other videos about what life is really like in New York outside of college, and then I also have some videos about great apartment applications that you can use, so that will help you find, you know, cheaper apartments or whatever apartment range you can afford. So yeah, check out my other videos and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.